Hello, I'm Rachel, and I have my counterpart, Heather Vosburgh, with me today. We are on the Nitrogen Stabilizer Account Manager team, and we're already thinking ahead to next year. So we want to bring you a couple key talking points just on the economics of nitrogen management for 2026. And to keep it simple, we're going to talk through some anhydrous calculations here at the beginning, but the same thought process applies regardless of application timing and nitrogen source. So it doesn't matter the source, it doesn't matter the timing, we are at risk to lose nitrogen. Even if you're not using anhydrous this next year, I urge you to think how the same information and calculations apply to your own specific nitrogen program. So Heather, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Rachel. In 2 short minutes, we want to prove to you why N-Serve and Instinct are not just a nice-to-have product, but a need-to-have product here in 2026. So we want to pose this question to you. What could nitrogen loss cost your growers in 2026? Let's walk through an example. At an $800 per ton anhydrous price, that breaks down to nitrogen costing close to 50 cents a unit. So let's say with an application of 200 pounds of nitrogen at that 50 cents a unit, this is a $100 investment into nitrogen on the acre for your grower. Now, based on external research we know that N-Serve and Instinct provide 28% greater soil nitrogen retention. Without those products on the acre, losing 28% of your N could be 56 or close to 56 units lost down the drain. Now, in addition to that, now with less nitrogen available, could yields drop 10, 20, or even more bushels than that? So in this scenario, we're looking at a total loss potential here of close to $108 an acre. $28 of that being nitrogen lost down the drain, and another $80 an acre in potential bushels missed out on. So instead of taking all that risk, applying N-Serve and Instinct can give you guys the peace of mind that nitrogen is available when your crop needs it to maximize bushels. Rachel?
So on the previous slide, Heather used the example of 28% nitrogen loss. So on this slide, let's be a little bit more conservative and look at what are the economics of 20% nitrogen loss and what could that mean for your operation. So Heather also used the example of 50 cents a unit on the previous slide, but let's just say for sake of this year, knowing that the price could fluctuate up or down, let's say that we're in between 40 to 60 cents a unit. If you're putting on 200 pounds of nitrogen, that 20% of nitrogen loss could mean $16 to $24 an acre potentially down the drain. Regardless of what direction you go in this chart, this is an easy way to help you quantify your risk of leaving your nitrogen unprotected.
Now, on a different note, some years, depending on the price of nitrogen, we hear the comment made, I'll just apply more nitrogen instead of spending the dollars on a nitrogen stabilizer this year. Well, this trial is a great example of how putting on more units doesn't necessarily equate to more bushels. So more nitrogen that's applied without protection is more nitrogen to be lost. So as you can see on this slide, this is a trial that had 150 units of nitrogen applied with N-Serve up against 170 units applied without N-Serve. And the results here show that the application with 150 units with N-Serve out-yielded the pass applied with extra units of N and no protection from N-Serve by 7 bushels. So our message here is to apply the right rate for your acre and your crop and protect that with N-Serve and Instinct.
To close, simply put, using N-Serve or Instinct Next Gen is a just no-brainer way to manage your risk for this upcoming year and ensure that really you have the maximum bushels to market at the end of the 2026 growing season. So if you have further questions, please feel free to reach out to your Corteva Crop Protection Territory Manager. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.